So they're gonna record this. If you didn't know, as coaches, like we have these certain things that we have to do well in, and one of them is like observation, feedback, and like weekly data meeting, and all of those are routine for Justin and I because we've like done this role for so many years. So we have gotten like gold stars, and we like super proficient in that. So the goal is to become super proficient in IPPing. And weekly data meetings related to the new math. The math we taught last year, it was really objective. Like you can pretty much do that weekly data meeting in your sleep. This one it has a little more nuance because the way that you all teach it is different than model, guided practice, independent practice. So you'll see Ashley and Megan periodically because I need to get more proficient at this. Okay? So. Yeah.
I was just typing the text because
nobody's at her door.
I don't know. They're supposed to be there on Wednesdays.
But she didn't come to
They knew she was covering a class. I just read
okay.
She was running.
Wonderful. Great. So
I didn't see Marla.
I haven't seen
But I've been down here since like.
That's all right. They'll figure it out.
7:40.
You guys focus on the meeting. We'll take care of it.
But I was texting Taylor to let her
right,
know.
because Taylor's supposed to be in the meeting.
Oh, yeah, you needed that.
Just like at her door.
Touche.
So we just finished our first math IA. And you all did some analysis around it. Just briefly share one of your insights from the IA. What did you identify as like, okay, and then what you identify as OMG. And I say okay in the sense of like, we struggled with this, they did better than what I had anticipated, or it's like, okay, this wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but, or a particular kid, and then what are the things like, oh, we still got room to grow.
I think one of the things that really was probably factors and multiples.
Okay.
And I think because they did so well when we were learning them, that when I looked at them on the test and I saw what they were, I was like, oh. But I think it's because I have in my room, like they use the multiplication charts that I have up to guide me. So I think pushing them to be like use those resources, but become more independent than just looking at those resources. Does that make sense?
Because doing the test, that we're so.
You don't have those resources. So I want you to refer back to it if you really need to, but before you refer back to it, try it on your own. Use that to check versus answer.
With that, what would, knowing that they are great at using the resource when it's up and available in the classroom, whether it's a clutch or I really need it, or I'm just gonna rely on that. How is that framing what you would push or emphasize moving forward in this weekend as they get ready for IA too?
Especially because it is multiplication, so you know they're gonna use that chart. I could say, oh, let's try, like, we're gonna cover these up for the day, and then towards the end of the lesson, I'll pull them down and you can use these to check. So to start moving them away from actually using them to answer and moving them more towards using them to check. Because I still want them to use them. They're a great resource and it's a great way to check your work, but it's not, you're not gonna always have numbers with multiples and factors in.
Great. Anything that you was like, oh, bummer.
Rounding, but that made sense because I missed those 2 days.
Hey, I taught one of those.
You did
lessons.
teach those days, but
They had trouble with rounding too. There were a lot of kids that had trouble with rounding.
but in fourth grade's defense, rounding is typically just a. I've noticed.
We went over rounding yesterday,
And they still.
Chris raised his hand and said, how should we round this number? He's like, well, you just look at the number next to it, and if it's 5, I said, wait a minute. How should you round this number on your number line? I don't even try to tell everybody the other way that you learned at home.
Right, no,
Your 5 or
tricks.
more, let it soar, 4 or less, let it rest.
Yes. Taylor, what Dixon was sharing was the reflection of her analysis of IA. Something that she was like, oh, okay. In the sense of it wasn't proficient, but it was something that she was like, oh, we looked at this, we did well with this in the classroom, okay. And then one that was like, oh, I'm just not happy about this altogether. So from your analysis, what is the thing that you're like, oh, okay, Tuskegee, and your help?
I don't have an answer for that one. I didn't really look into the data of they master. For things that they did not, I was surprised by patterns. Especially the pattern question that gave them a start and told them what the rule was. Yeah.
From looking around at the package, were there any scholar habits that you were like, yes, you are annotated, or yes, this picture matches, since you didn't get a chance to look deep into what they did well as you monitor? Was there anything that you was like, hey, you used the number line for this one?
Yeah. I saw them doing different strategies that worked for them.
Okay.
And that was just a change for me to see, to be like, okay, this kid is answering the same question, but they're doing it two totally different ways.
Okay.
And it's on the right track.
Yay! Because as leaders, we haven't had a chance to dive deep into it. And of course, you all still have your packet, so I haven't looked to see what the work looked like. But I know there is more to them showing that they understand, and more to celebrate in their habits alone, because we're trying to create new habits to help them be successful with new content, which will bring us to what we have to do today.
Well, that's a Digimon.
Today.
Oh, great.
I'm sure y'all usually do. If you look at my nice, beautiful second time around anchor chart, if somebody walked in their class and that's all you saw today, Dixon, what will scholars be learning today? Area and perimeter. Taylor, what is the difference between area and perimeter?
Area is a space that covers a shape. The space inside the shape. Perimeter is the distance around the shape.
Wonderful. And Nikki, what formula would you want to see?
Area equals length times width and perimeter. The formula that's given is
Right.
like length plus width or 2L plus 2W.
Wonderful. So, at the end of this lesson, what are the parts of that should each scholar walk away with?
They should know how to find area, how to find perimeter, the difference between them.
Now you can tell which one is which based on the information in the problem. If it answers unit squared, then it's area.
Wonderful. So let's make our anchor chart look like it should. Problem of the day?
The model of Andy's new closet is shown below. It's 24 square feet of carpeting. Oh, you want me to write it?
Just write. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I was gonna-
You don't have to write it verbatim. Just write from it what we need.
Write what we need.
Yeah. And then, as usual, be prepared to jump in at any point, Taylor and Weber.
Can I add something?
Yep.
I just think that with the concepts of area and perimeter, Taylor and I were talking about this, it's really important to specify like the
Shelving
shelving covers
covers.
and the shelving goes around so that you know which one.
And why is that important?
Because it differentiates between perimeter and area.
Wonderful.
Sorry.
Oh, am I sticking up here?
Yep.
Alright, cool.
Oh, what's next?
So we have to figure out, does he have enough? What are we looking for when we're talking about the carpeting? Is it,
Right. That's the right question. but
yeah,
how do-
well, it says use your turn and talk. No,
Okay.
you're fine.
So,
And
do
it
it
says,
like,
what are you
like
looking
would.
for? Turn and talk to your partner, what are you looking for?
Okay, pause. The turn and talks.
We preempt them better.
Yes.
Okay, in a second, you're gonna turn and talk with your partner about what we're looking for in this problem. You're gonna use a whisper level voice and you're gonna stay on task the whole time. The first 30 seconds, partner closest to the wall is gonna talk. The second 30 seconds, partner closest to the window is gonna talk. Go.
Okay,
I'm
we
sorry,
talking.
you said
What are you listening for?
Looking for someone saying area, someone saying perimeter. Alright,
Copy, Vicky.
Dixie, what are we looking for?
Area.
Anything else?
Perimeter.
Great. How do you know this?
How do I know what?
That you're looking for area and perimeter.
Oh, because the 24 square feet of carpeting covers and 24 feet of shelving around. The carpeting is the space inside, and that's area, and the space on the outside is perimeter. The space around is perimeter.
Great. So what is area, Nikki?
Space that covers the inside. of
Yes.
shape.
Area is the space that covers the inside of the shape. What is?
Pause. I know y'all trying
We have
to
them. Yeah.
y'all revealing again.
Is it? I have a question. I don't. So instead of like taping it up and doing this, I write the definition but leave the word missing. Is that acceptable as like revealing when I write area there?
So
Or-
you have area is whatever.
I just
you
have
write
like
area.
blank is.
That's fine.
Okay.
Blank. Taylor likes to reveal, but I don't have a preference around that.
Do you want me to write?
Yes. I asked what was area. No, my response to you was, area. I'm looking for area and perimeter, right?
Yeah.
And then I got those absolutely right.
Yes.
What's the plan for if I don't walk away with that? So call Nikki. Nikki, you get it wrong.
Perimeter is the space
Wait.
that covers.
Go back. The turn and talk.
The turn and talk. All right.
Mhm.
So you just finished turn talking. All right, Nikki, what are you looking for?
The size of the shape.
The size of the shape. Why do you think you're looking for the size of the shape?
Because it gave you enough squares to count. It's really hard to answer the question.
Right. Pause.
Yeah,
If
I-
you ask that you're gonna loop them down, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole. You don't wanna do
Okay,
that.
would I at that point just say, can I turn to Nikki's partner and say, like, what did you say?
Did you hear Nikki partner say it?
If I had heard Nikki's
Yes.
partner say it.
Yes.
Okay. Or would I be able to switch to another group? and be like,
No, it stay with the group because you heard the
Okay.
answer in the group.
Okay.
So Nikki answers wrong.
Got
You
it.
heard her partner say the right thing. You could say to Nikki, what did your partner say? What did you hear your partner say?
What
or
did
you
you
could just call on the partner.
Okay.
But I would stick with Nikki since she heard the right answer too.
Nikki, what did you hear your partner say?
We're looking for the area and the perimeter.
And why does your partner think that you're looking for the area and the perimeter?
Because the question asks for the space that the carpeting is going to cover and the space around the shelter to go on.
Great. And which is the space that the carpet's gonna cover?
The area.
And which is the space that the shelving's gonna go around?
Wait, before you get there, you stamp an area first, right? So don't bring in perimeter. So she said area covers what? This is where you will reveal, yes, area is.
Okay.
That is the
I-
order it goes in.
Right, so
Thank
follow
you. I
the
did that
thread.
yesterday.
That was my, yeah, cause when I was like looking over this, I thought you would stamp and then you would still ask it and stamp it again.
Right, you did, but you
Okay.
were ready to go to perimeter.
Got it. So
So-
like stamp, then go to perimeter, then stamp.
So like follow the line of area, and then when you've exhausted the line of area, start talking about perimeter.
Got it.
Right, reveal it first. So do
Okay.
that thread again, she gets it wrong.
So you got it wrong. Nikki, what did you hear your partner say?
Area.
And
Perimeter.
why does your partner think area and perimeter?
Because the carpeting covers 24 square feet, so when you're looking for the space that covers its area, and the shelving goes around, and when you're looking for the space around, the distance around, then it's perimeter.
Yes, area is the space that is covered in the shape. So reveal, and then I could say, Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor, take over. Bring perimeter home.
Oh, I was gonna have her restate, or not restate,
Oh,
but
she
say area again.
say what area is it. You want to say what area
No,
is
she
she?
can go to perimeter.
No.
Moving on.
What is perimeter? The Dixon.
The distance around the shape.
What's perimeter, Dixie?
The space, the perimeter is the area around the shape.
No,
What's perimeter, Dixon?
the distance
Wait,
around.
so I got it wrong. What you gonna do to me to make sure I listen to her again?
She was gonna have her
Go
repeat it,
back
and then
to
I didn't
you.
say
I
it.
know, but give me some direction first.
You're gonna listen now because you know you just got it wrong.
Tell me, Dixie. around the shape.
Dixie, perimeter.
The distance around the shape.
Perimeter is the distance around a
Shape.
The distance around a
Shape.
Great. You're gonna work with your partner today to answer this question. We're reviewing some third grade standards, but we're gonna use area and perimeter for more challenging problems to help us with multiplication and division. Work with your partner. Go ahead.
Go. Okay. So we working. Ah, great. Dixie got the right answer.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah. So take Dixie through creating the answers.
Did she get the right answer by doing what? Did she count all the sides? Did she count each one? Did she do
Dixie, how you get the right answer?
Well, I would personally do multiplication, but I'll go with counting the squares
Okay.
because I know I'm gonna have that happen in my classroom today.
You counted all the squares or around the squares?
I counted all the squares.
Awesome. All right, so you found the area. Great. Dixon, how did you solve?
I counted all the squares
Why?
because I was looking for area.
How do you know?
Because it is asking.
Wait, which she don't get that choice. Do
Why?
It doesn't.
Or you said
You
go
said
to what
what
she
shelving,
did,
it
but
says-
I can ask for shelving. What
which one did you ask for, Shelby?
I just asked her what did she do
Okay.
because she said she only covered the space inside, which
Okay.
means she only showed the answer for
So
area.
she could say like, oh, for carpeting. So I could say, oh, I answered area because you said we were looking for like the carpeting, and the carpeting covers the shape. So I'm looking for area.
Okay. Ask which one you want her to do. So wait.
For-
Ask the leading question again.
From what's in the packet,
So they just came back from
right?
the work, and you saw Caitlin paper, and it was right. Which part right? Did you see area?
Yes.
Okay, so ask that. Which
Dixon,
is
for
okay.
carpeting,
Yeah.
what did you solve?
I was looking for area, and so I counted all of the squares in the shape
How did you know you were looking for area?
because the carpeting covers, and since the carpeting covers the shape, I know I'm looking for the area.
Remind us, what's
Space
area, Nikki?
The space inside a shape.
The space inside A?
Shape.
The space inside A?
Shape.
Right. One strategy what Dixon
Dixon.
used, she said she counted all the spaces inside the shape. And now we just label how she counted. What total did you get, Dixon?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20. So what's the total
Math teachers.
area of the carpeting that Andy, I think, will need?
20 square feet.
Okay, so she said 20 square feet. Taylor, what you
Why is
Yes!
it square? Why did you say 20 square feet?
Because my teacher in the past told me that when I multiply feet and feet, it becomes square feet. I feel like that could be an answer you
Yeah,
could.
because she did say it was from third and fourth grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so she say that great, but if you say something else, say something else.
They are squares because the squares it takes to cover the space. It's square because the squares it takes to cover the space, and that is word for word from
Because the squares it takes is cover the shape. And remind us one more time what's area, Miss Dixie.
Area is the space that covers the shape. It's the
Area is the space that covers the shape. All our shape is covered by squares. So when we give our answer in squares. We give it in
Squares.
Square feet, square inches, square centimeters.
So, square feet, square inches, square centimeters. You stamped that I should use square feet, but what do you really want to stamp about the unit?
I said we use squares. You all repeated squares, and I said, yep, square feet, square inches, square centimeters.
Right, so what do you want them to know about that though? What is square feet, square centimeters, square inches?
Area.
Unit.
Units, right, so we
Units
just write the
for area.
units, right?
All right.
Yeah.
You said it when you were talking about it the first
Oh.
time.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I think that's what threw her off because she was like,
I'm
yeah.
saying the answer with the answer that you already had the answer. Okay.
I don't like that definition of
Oh no, look, I
square.
wrote this answer is weird because I don't like the way it's worded.
Okay, Nikki, take us through perimeter.
I am not prepared for that yet.
I think I don't like it because
Well,
we
if
talk-
Taylor says she's gonna go home, you
You're
get
doing
right.
it today anyway.
I am doing it today, but I get to
Which
see
unit
her
you doing in the afternoon?
Lesson 2, yep.
Yay! Come on,
Alright, where are we? Perimeter. So,
Perimeter.
now who did perimeter?
Taylor did perimeter.
Alright.
I did area.
No,
No,
okay,
no,
like
no,
on your
you did
paper.
perimeter. You the perimeter, baby.
All right, Bianca, I saw your paper. It looks like you had a really good answer. Can you tell me how you found the next part of our problem?
Wait, go pause. We let Dixon off the hook
Okay.
because we didn't reveal. What did we reveal for area?
We did area. We didn't.
We did.
Right, but what did we reveal? We only revealed the.
We didn't do
formula.
the formula.
Right.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't have revealed the formula.
Unless a kid.
Taylor would have revealed the formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
I-
you did.
You would have said, like, you may have said something like, well, what else could be used?
Yeah,
And if no one else
called
did
on the
it,
kid who did use the formula after
and
the
if
kid
no one
who
else
did
did
the
it, then
counting.
like, oh,
Yeah.
look, last
Okay.
year my students did this.
Nikki, go back to area
Okay.
and have Bianca pull the formula.
Okay. So Dixon told us that she counted all of the squares, and I saw something different on Bianca's paper. Bianca, can you tell me how you solve for area?
Yes, I solved by multiplying 5 times 4.
You multiplied 5 times.
Wait.
I would
You
ask
filling it
her.
in. Ask her to tell you how she did that.
But it's numbered.
I know, but you want her to tell
Okay.
it because a kid didn't do it. So she need to be able to tell you why she put 5 here and why she put 4 here.
Okay, so you said you multiplied 5 times 4. Where'd you get 5 from?
Because there are 5 squares going along it. 5 columns, and there are 4 rows.
So we're in our problem in relation to our problem. Relation to our problem. What unit are we working with?
Feet.
What kind of feet?
They're
Don't
not
let
No,
her
it's not.
get-
They're not squared yet.
They don't get squared till they get more.
What if a
squared.
kid say square feet?
Then I would say it's not squared yet.
Okay. As long as you got an answer, because somebody gonna say it.
Alright, so 5 and 4. Why did you multiply them?
Because area is a space that covers a shape, and if I do 5 times 4, that gives me the total of all of my rows and all of my columns.
Miss Dixie, where did she get that equation from?
Length times width is the equation we use to solve for area. Okay. So we got, now we reveal that. Now take us through perimeter. Taylor, be nice and get all of these right so she gets the practice of right, because you'll be there to walk her through when she gets to that point. But get these right for perimeter.
Alright, so
Don't mess
our other part of the problem is finding the shelving. What are you looking for when you're finding the shelving?
Perimeter.
How do you find the perimeter? How did you find the perimeter when you saw
How
the
do you know?
perimeter? How do you know?
Because in the story, the shelving goes around the walls, and perimeter is the distance around a shape.
So how did you solve for perimeter?
I found the perimeter by adding all the sides together.
All the sides of what? Because you have to add these individual
I
sides.
added all the sides of the shape.
Okay. What numbers did you add together?
I added 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4.
5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. What'd you get?
18 feet.
18 feet. Miss Dixie, why didn't you say square feet?
Because it's not squared yet. I haven't done them twice.
Because it's perimeter and perimeter isn't squared. Area is squared, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Area is square, perimeter is not.
Okay. So, Taylor, can you tell me your equation for solving perimeter?
5 plus 5.
So what's 5 on this? What part of the square is this?
I added all sides. Length plus width plus length plus width. That is it.
Don't say it out loud in front of your kids.
No, I'm gonna teach them the 2 times L plus 2 times W.
That's a dumb
Now,
formula.
on the-
That's the same dumb formula.
Yes.
Because when they go on to Thursday, and then you gotta undo that and say, now perimeter is at all the sides.
It's
Why not
literally
just
tomorrow.
say perimeter is
Rectilinear
at all the
shapes
sides?
are tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, so
But
Caitlin,
anyway, that's beside.
right? So this is add. You said that you was gonna teach
I would-
too.
I mean, I'm not gonna teach, if they have it, they have it, but I prefer multiply and then add.
Yeah, but the reason why I would
But-
say don't bring that up is
Because
because
They're gonna get
Tomorrow.
17
That-
sides at some point.
But they multiply wrong on
You're
your
right.
A.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is Taylor and I were talking about this because I said the same thing we were talking about yesterday. But the rectilinear shapes that are tomorrow are literally like 7 sides.
Yeah.
So you can't do 2 LW or 2.
Because then
plus
you
2.
teach, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That would just cause problems.
What did you want me to do next?
I have a question. Is there a better way for us to address, like, if you were gonna have the misconception of the square feet for
Yeah, it's literally the explanation of you counting squares. I mean, I don't know that I like it, but I don't know how else to word it.
Well, I mean,
You said.
Ask the question
what?
again.
so like, is there a better way to address the misconception? Because they're going to say square feet for perimeter. And, like, this is like, oh, it's the squares that cover
Well, what's the unit for shelving in a problem?
feet.
But the unit for, it is square feet in the property.
Right, so
Yeah.
we keep it feet. Why? Why do we write perimeter in feet?
Because we're adding and not multiplying.
Because
I mean, I know that, but I don't think that we address that for them.
right, so that's what we going to do now. So
Okay.
Dixie writes 18 square feet, which is what she said wrong. Why is that wrong?
You're asking me, Erin.
Dixie.
It's wrong because when you're adding feet, it's not square feet because it's not multiplied. When you multiply 2 feet together, it becomes square feet.
Okay, so tell me like a fourth grader sitting in your class. Because that's not good.
She makes a file for them, I guess.
There's 2 dimensions in area.
Actually,
I guess, yeah.
James.
But they're not gonna tell me that.
No, I know, but I thinking about it like that might help me think about it and say it a different way.
What have you already taught them about this?
I think it's just because the statement in here of how they're going to explain why it's square is like throwing me off. That they are squares because they are the squares it takes to cover the space.
Okay. So you said a fourth grade probably going to articulate that, which is fine.
No, I mean, I think they can, but I'm saying, like, I think that could cause a misconception of, like, why is perimeter not square feet? Because, like, I know it's the distance, but they're gonna be like, it's the squares that, do you see what I'm saying? Go
I'm
please.
just wondering, I have a question. So if you ask someone, so if I said, Nicole, can you show me how you counted the perimeter? Show me with your finger, what did you do?
This one, this one, this one, this one.
Great, well, just pretend you went all the way around. Yep, great, wonderful. Okay, now how did you count the area?
This one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Pause. Did you notice how she counted the sides for the perimeter and then the whole square for the area?
Okay.
The area is counting squares. I would just have them show that. Like,
Okay.
it's literally counting squares.
You can even do it on like the dock camera or something, or like on the board and just do, or like even just label, when you're doing perimeter, just label the individual parts of the line, and then when you're doing area, label the individual squares. That might visually help.
Oh.
I'm gonna assume are we?
Yes.
Sorry, that may have been a dumb question, but.
No, it's not dumb. It's a misconception, which is why kids fail.
So I think what that's getting to is that like
I think
the
it's just,
perimeter
that's not how it
is
was explained to
linear.
me as a kid, so I'm like,
Right,
huh?
we were taught wrong.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, the perimeter is linear, but the area is 2-dimensional. So it's squared because it's 2. That's the way my brain works. It's squared because it's 2.
Well,
And
yeah.
that's the way that explanation is getting to. It's just really, really simplistic.
Okay.
And I think that's really the nugget of information that you need to not that you need to understand, but that they need to understand. And that's how it is explained.
it too. It's square because my teacher in my past life told me it's square.
Let's look at Leah in workshop. I printed the wrong one?
That is,
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
Here,
Let me see.
this is not the question of the day. The one that they
No,
one for us.
okay.
Today.
How did I do that?
Sheer talent, Miss Stacey.
Let's look at problem number 4. Yeah. Is that independent practice?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, first remember, for independent practice, you should identify the ones you definitely gonna check in because they usually don't get that far. but it's representative of the work that they just did with you on the problem of the day and in workshop with support. So question number 4, let's look at question number 4 and definitely make sure we have them do number 4. So even if you look like, oh, you have made number 4, do number 4. So let's solve number 4, and we're going to solve it or make sure it's solved according to the criteria for success, which is what?
That they are using the formulas.
So you see a formula, check. What else?
They label
Annotations, check. Yes.
It's neatly done.
Yes,
And the
check.
units are there.
And what else? We missing one of the biggest ones.
they answer correctly. They use label.
Annotations, rectangles, drawn
The rectangle.
Like, oh, they actually
They
draw.
actually
it's not
draw the
there.
rectangle. Okay.
Probably help there.
Fix and draw the rectangle. Nikki, you can read. You can read it.
The school playground is 9
Go for
feet
Alan.
wide and 4 feet long. How many square feet of concrete would be needed to cover the playground?
I'm sorry, what was the scholar saying?
Taylor, while she drawing, what should they have?
9
probably
on the
the
side,
wrong way.
4 on the top.
Well, that's how I did it, but it was it long and then
4 feet long, right? But I mean,
It would-
half a dozen 1/6 together.
What's next?
How many square feet of concrete would be needed to cover the playground
so I'm looking for area because I see square feet
and cover it?
and coverage.
Yeah. So,
What's the formula, Taylor?
that 10 times what? Area 9 times 4.
Okay, so let's check. A kid draw this. Is there a rectangle?
Yes.
Is it neat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there an equation?
Yes.
Is there a form, or that is the equation, and then is it annotated?
Yes.
Is the unit correct?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So like annotated, we're talking like underline, circle. I mean, my kids do that really well.
So when you release them to start number 4, 4A, if you want all of those things to be present, what might you say to a kid before you release them? What would you say that you were looking
You're
for?
gonna start workshop on number 4 today.
Yes.
When
Not
you-
workshop, independent practice.
is
Is that workshop?
It's independent
practice.
practice.
Independent practice.
Okay, you're gonna start independent practice on number 4 today. While you're doing this, I'm gonna be coming around looking to see that you underline and annotated important parts of the problem. Your work is neat. Is that like too?
Yeah, that's
Do
too
you
much.
do a couple?
So
and
remember
then-
that they've already done some work.
Well, if I really need to say like your work is neat?
No.
I mean,
You don't
if
have
they
to.
do neat work, they do neat work. I'm gonna be looking to see that you represented. You have a formula.
Wait, chunk it a little smaller than that. So the rectangle, so I'm gonna check, I'm coming right now to check for a.
So I'd be like, first lap, I'm gonna be looking to see if you are annotated.
Yes.
Second lap.
Annotation is all shape together.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Or that you've annotated and represented. Second lap, I'm looking to see that you have a formula and your units. And then,
And then the last lap, you can check to see if it's right. Are we done with, are we done?
there's a B.
B, let's do, Taylor, do B.
Go ahead and use your red.
Hey, purple and
Could
red,
you
it's a
still work-
perfect match.
Could you still have?
If a fence is going to be added around the playground, how many feet of wood will be needed to surround it?
Are we looking for them to redraw the shape on this?
Or we'll just use that one?
Or just use the one they have above?
Well, it'd be on their own paper, so.
Would another picture match the criteria for success?
Yeah, as long as
they
they,
don't need another picture.
I don't think they need it as long as they label
have
the other one.
formula,
Yeah, because they won't have different colors like we are, we do. 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 9 is 26, What's your lapse, Taylor?
What's my what?
Lap. When you come back to check beat. How you gonna check beat?
I'm coming to see that you have finished labeling your shape for perimeter and you have a formula and equation with units that match perimeter.
Wonderful.
Or that match the problem.
Dixon, let me see, okay. When you get to A, which kids you have to tell me individual kids,
Oh, I got
but
you.
which kids would you go check with first?
Probably my first two front rows, because that's where I put all my. I have one group of bubble kids there, but like my first group of front rows are the kids that typically get larger misconceptions. So.
Okay. So, yes, genuinely, I'm gonna push you.
Or I could check in with my bubble kids first because they're 172.
Yes. So when they get to independent practice, you have already seen them do the problem of the day. You've already seen them do, maybe if you do try one more, you've already seen them do workshop, right?
So when I go to my kids that I have seen make mistakes and question them.
Right, because it may not be the kids who are your bubble kids from the IA, and it may not be the kids that you just like, oh, you probably gonna get this wrong, because this is definitely a lot simpler than what they had to do. So don't lean into what you know from before. What are you gathering in the
From now.
moment that will help you guide? Oh,
So like,
Or even like the kids that are counting the squares still, I probably would hit them because the goal by the end of this lesson is that you're using a formula.
wonderful. And brings us to the goal of the end of this lesson. What is different about today's consolidated learning?
From the previous consolidated one?
Yeah,
There's 3 turn tops.
there's 3 turning top. What's turning top question number 1, Caitlin?
Why does the area formula make sense?
And why does the area form make sense?
Because it tells me how much is in that covers the shape.
Yes, I like how you continue to say covers. Covers, and then that. That makes me happy. Nikki, what's the next consolidated learning question?
why does the perimeter formula make sense?
Why does it make sense?
Because of the distance around the outside of the shape, so we have to add up all of the sides.
Yes, the distance outside or around. And Taylor, what's our last one, honey? Bring us home.
How can you figure out if you're looking for the area or the perimeter?
How can I figure that out? Ashley!
Well, if you are looking for the space that is being covered by squares, you or another object, you would be looking for the area, and if you are looking for the distance around something, then you'd be looking for perimeter.
Wonderful. You back to work. Yes. Questions, comments, or concerns about area or perimeter? Great. I won't be present for your morning session. Can you record your morning session? Nikki, you teach in the afternoon or the morning?
Afternoon.
The afternoon. Taylor, you record your morning session.
Got it, babe.
All right. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day.
My afternoon will be recorded anyways.
I'm gonna come see you afternoon. Oh, you have
Sarah's
to.
gonna be there.
You can come in too. I mean, let's have a party.
No, I'm not feeling.
You
that's
come in
not comfortable. Your afternoon.
I'm already
Yes, I'll
uncomfortable.
pop in the afternoon.
Also, you still want me to record
Yes,
my
you
morning?
record the morning, but I can pop in the afternoon so I can see how consistent you
Oh,
are.
Weber, I said being uncomfortable, that's the only way.
Yeah.
Change.
If I wanted to be comfortable, would I be here?
When Dixie come in my room or somebody come in my room and start teaching for me, I be like, oh, wait a minute. So I remember next time I need to do that part because I don't want nobody to jump in. That's how we learn.
Dixie